always good to have Bill Bender from the Sporting News with us as we get ready. College football playoff quarterfinals. 1 game tomorrow night, 3 games on Wednesday, New Year's Day, as we get ourselves a little closer to a champion. Bill, great to see you as always. Happy New Year. All those good things. Before we get to the big 4 games, track meet in Music City, Iowa and Missouri going up and down the field. And all the bowls so far, most of them, large percentage of them, have been pretty fun and entertaining. You've had crazy 5, 4, 5, 6 overtime games. You've had high scoring. That Iowa State-Miami game was nuts. You had Cam Ward not playing the second half. The bowls have actually been, and this is not hard to do considering how bad the 4 first-round games were, they've been highly entertaining so far, Bill.
Yeah, bad news for the Bulls are meaningless crowd. For people that say Bulls are meaningless, there are an awful lot of people weighing in on Cam Ward opting out at halftime, or Colorado getting beat the way that they did by BYU, or Pitt not going for it on 4th down and 1 after a tight end threw a pass to a defensive tackle. I mean, I find fun in bowl games. I enjoy them, from the sprinkles on the sideline at the Pop-Tarts Bowl to the baseball stadiums and everything in between. So I enjoy why we have it, because we'll be complaining about it when we don't.
Hey, I know one thing, Bill. We're getting close. A few more weeks. There's no college football till August, so we'll all be wanting games once these ones are over in a few weeks. Let's get to the Big 4. We'll start tomorrow night, and like I said, we only have to go up. The first round games were tough to watch. They were blowouts. No problems there. All the winners, all the chalk gets through. Penn State and Boise State, Fiesta Bowl, New Year's Eve. Big number here, been hanging around 10.5. Will Genty and Boise be able to hang around with the Nittany Lions?
They're going to have to run the football to do that. And I'm saying that like there could be 3-yard carries, 4-yard carries, 4-yard carries, and then maybe bust a big play. Penn State looked really good in their first-round matchup against SMU. They have a top 10 rush defense, and I think their defense gets undervalued a little bit. The team that can run the football in this Fiesta Bowl, whether it's Penn State or Boise State, will be in good shape because you're taking pressure off Maddox Matson, who doesn't make a ton of mistakes, to be fair, and Drew Aller, who maybe he'll take a few more shots down the field against an underrated Boise secondary. I've gone back and forth on this one all week. I think Penn State wins, obviously, but I actually think Boise State can sneak in a cover here, especially if Ashton Genty goes off. And I am glad they are the Cinderella story of this playoff in a way. You know what I mean? I know they're the 3 seed, but they are the Cinderella.
Oh, they absolutely are. And I did already see that they're going to, which they should, try to change that next year. They're going to have discussions about changing the automatic buys and just having it as the top 4 seeds. But they'll find something else, Bill, to complain about after that. So we always know that once we fix one thing, we're going to complain about something after that. All right, Wednesday, 3 games. We'll start with the first one, Peach Bowl, Atlanta, Texas, and Arizona State. This was 13.5 for a while. We've started to see some people maybe not believe Arizona State can win the game, Bill, but a lot of people believing that maybe they could stay within this number, down to 12.5, even 11.5 in some places.
Yeah, and what a fun game from the standpoint the Big 12 powerhouse Texas leaves, and now they're playing the Big 12 champion Arizona State. I mean, if I would have wrote that sentence 10 years ago, I'm not sure Sporting News would have ran the article or kept me around much longer. It's this Texas team, though, I don't like this matchup for Arizona State. I think that Texas defense is active. They get a lot of pass breakups in the secondary. Their run defense around Anthony Hill is very good. And in 3 of their last 4 games, they've ran the ball for more than 200 yards. So while we stay transfixed on Quinn Ewers and Arch Manning and that quarterback dynamic, their running game has been dominant. So I could see it hovering around that number. Did you say it's still at 13.5? If it is, go ahead.
Down to 12.5 in most places. I've even seen on 11.5 here or there. So it's been coming down from the 13.5.
If that's the case, give me the Longhorns. I'm taking the value in the Longhorns. I think they win by a couple scores. They are in Atlanta. And there's a reason why they're the betting favorite to win the national championship. I mean, I don't know if they are the best team, but they've got a pretty good look at it.
Rematch at the Rose Bowl between Ohio State and Oregon. Of course, they played that great game out in Eugene back in October. Ohio State favored after the way that they smashed Tennessee last week, -2.5. Ducks number one team, undefeated. In my opinion, Bill, they've been the best team all year.
Yeah, and they were rewarded with a really tough matchup here, and that's why they need to reseed this thing. And I know we talked about that last time I came on. For Oregon, can they keep Dylan Gabriel clean again? He didn't take a sack in the last meeting against the Buckeyes. They really didn't touch him. They got like 2 hits on him the entire game, and their receivers weren't afraid to attack Ohio State down the field. On the other side, Will Howard, same deal. I mean, they got to let him throw the ball down the field to Jeremiah Smith. They've got to trust it. I do think this will be a little bit of a track meet. It has all the makings of an instant classic Rose Bowl. Again, 2 Big Ten teams going at it, which makes it even more fun as a Big Ten guy that I grew up as. And I think it's going to be a fun game. I still like the Ducks to win. A close one.
I'm with you.
If you want to take Ohio State, that's fine. I get it. But I just think 13-0, all that time to rest, and an aggressive approach from Dan Lanning, the Ducks get it done.
2 Big Ten teams, but a traditional Rose Bowl matchup. The Pac-12, Big Ten playing each other in the game. And finally, Notre Dame and Georgia, Sugar Bowl, New Year's night. We know the deal. No Beck. Gunnar Stockton going to be in there. You know I love Notre Dame, Bill. I just know they never win these games. Please tell me that's going to change for me on Wednesday night.
If they can hold Georgia under 4 yards a carry and get more than 4 yards a carry, and Riley Leonard makes a couple of explosive passing plays, they'll have a real good chance. This one was the toughest one for me to pick for a lot of reasons, because I believe Notre Dame can win the game, but I've been down this road before against an SEC team. I'm still going to take Georgia. I think Gunnar Stockton, that offense, will be functional enough to make a few plays. They're close to home. And for the Irish, it's not a moral victory. I do think this will be hit the under. I like it at like 20-17.
I think I'm with you. I think it's a blue-collar game. It's a game where every yard's going to be tough to get. And I got to see the Irish do it, Bill, before I can believe it. That's the thing for me. Bill Bender from the Sporting News. Happy New Year. Enjoy all the games. We'll talk to you again soon.